Rookie mistake. I was muted. So what's up, everybody? It's just me in here right now. Just kind of scrolling through some of your comments here. Can we at least talk about the Palace game, London, Lone Star Londoner? Yeah, we'll dive into it a little bit. Like I said, no topic is off limits, guys. It doesn't have to be all about the Arsenal. This is usually just where the other guys and I, we just chat, whatever comes up. It's not always Arsenal talk. We talk about our day, talk about what's going on in our lives and how things are going and whatnot. So, we get into quite a few discussions. It's not always about Arsenal, but obviously that's why most of you guys are here, is to hear us talk about Arsenal. So we'll do our best, but it's basically what this is, guys, is a casual chat with friends. When we're done with the show, we usually hang out for, I'd say, at least an hour, chatting and just like I said, basically just hanging out with one another. So. But there's Ryan, so he's back, and I assume we'll get Rowan back here in a few. Darren, good stuff, man. I know what you're talking about. Yeah, get with me soon on that. As soon as you're feeling up to it, brother. I actually think this could be a really good thing. So, whenever you're ready, man. Get at me in the DMs, and even we could probably set something up and. Do a face-to-face thing if you want to talk about it, but definitely have some ideas that I think right up your alley for sure. For those that you don't know, and Ryan, I don't know if you know this or not, but Darren has a YouTube channel where he basically Darren, correct me if I'm wrong, but you basically play a season on FIFA, right? And you broadcast that to your channel, so by all means, guys, go check him out. Darren, copy and paste the link to your YouTube channel in the comments so that everybody can get over there and check you out as well. So I think Rowan just came back in here as well. As soon as he pops up there, we'll bring him back in. And then actually, I'm going to dip out of here for a minute because what did I say to you guys as soon as we – Rowan's out. What I say to you and Rowan as soon as we went dark, I'm gonna have to take these dogs out, and guess what? No sooner did you come in, and the youngster is now here, and they got to do their thing. So, but yeah, like I said, folks, that's what we do. So, we will get into the Crystal Palace game for a little bit. Slippery Sloth, tell us about the TIE Fighter helmet. Real quick, and then I got to run the dogs outside. So I'm a massive Lego geek. So it's actually
I can't hear you, but this may be something on my end because this happened when I was on Ray's channel. Also, let me open it on another browser. Let me get back.
Yeah, no worries, man. So it's basically just Star Wars Lego. It's a Lego TIE Fighter helmet. It's pretty cool. It took me about 3 hours to actually put this whole thing together. So, but I am a stupidly massive Star Wars fan. I'm absolutely a Star Wars geek. So I actually have a Build-A-Bear Darth Vader and a Build-A-Bear Chewbacca. I swear to God, they're right up there. I gotta wait for him. Yeah, these dogs got to.
Yeah, can't leave me alone because I'm still playing video games. They're gonna watch me.
Yeah. So this is what Ryan's gonna do. You can watch Ryan watching his TV screen playing video games. Slippery Sloth Lego Kylo Ren fighter on my desk. Nice. I actually have. This. So I actually have an actual TIE Fighter Lego. Ooh. And I have Slippery Sloth. This might actually be what you have. This is Kylo Ren's ship from he had this in Force Awakens in the Last Jedi. So, but this is Kylo Ren's transport ship. and then the wings, kind of cool, but this thing always snaps off there, but yeah, so the wings fold down and whatever. But big Lego geek, big Star Wars geek. Don't judge me. I can feel all of you judging me. Just stop. 42-year-old grown man plays with Legos. Yes, I do. Okay, I don't play with them. I build them. That's all I do. You guys should seriously see the look this dog is giving me right now. The look she's giving me, like, dude, what the fuck, man? My bladder's going to explode.
Just have the dogs pee on the carpet. No big deal, right?
No, Kenzie already threw up on the carpet earlier tonight. That's the last thing I need. So, I don't know. Sorry, I was looking at something that Rowan tweeted.
You are clumsy.
Yeah. So do us a favor, guys. Just bear with us here for a minute. As soon as Rowan gets back in here, boom, there we go. So as soon as he gets back in, let you guys do what you're gonna do. I gotta run these dogs out. So she's starting to pace around my feet now.
That's all right. I'll talk to the chat. Leave it to
There you go. There you go. Get involved, cuz. Get involved. Tell them what you're playing. That's a big thing on YouTube, apparently, is to play video games and broadcast it. So, Rowan, I'm going to dip out for. I got a dog here that's itching to do her thing. So, you guys take over for a little bit. I'll be back in a few minutes, and I will mute myself, but I will still be able to hear you. So, if you talk shit on me, I'll find you. Just kidding. I wouldn't. I'm going to find you regardless. It's not going to take you talking shit on me. Zach, come have some beers with you guys. Come have some beers with yins, guys. So, all right, take it away, Jen. I'm out of here for.
This is like really
How's New Year's, man? Like this is an after dark show. Like we don't need to keep it, so Arsenal, or do we? Like
no, I don't really want to keep it. So wait, what'd you say? Sorry, I've been reading it. I'm like trying to read the chat.
How's New Year's?
It was funny. It started off normal.
But you in New York?
No, I was in Connecticut. It started off normal. We hung out with two couples, played games, not drinking games, but just like board games, drinking, and then it turned into me and my friend just playing beer pong against each other 1-on-1, and we were like shotgunning beers. It turned into like almost like a college party, but like with just me and one other person. So it was very strange, but I got pretty wasted. So, but I mean, it's just boring, not with everything going on. Where the fuck is the host, Tony? How about you? How was your New Year's?
It was all right. I mean, I was in Seattle, as you know. So, with family and every day it was like just wine and it was just
Ooh, I love wine.
Drunk and sleeping every day, like waking up like super thirsty. So yeah, so that was New Year's as well. So not much. I mean, it was good. It was good. Like I got some time from work, so which was required. So yeah.
No, that's good.
It was good.
Yeah.
And then I also got the Nintendo Switch.
Oh shit!
Because Sarah loves to play on the Nintendo. And it's fun, So my daughter, we have Mario Kart, right? And then she'll play that on the split screen, right? Then she won't know what position she's on, and you get all of these powers that you can pick up on the way, right? And it's hilarious just to watch like my daughter like get super hyped about something, and she's like the last person in that race. Like she's like, "Mommy, where are you? This is a race. I'm ahead of you. I'm gonna overlap you." So yeah, that was.
No, yeah, Switch is great. I don't like all these people talking about Xbox. It's all about PlayStation, man.
Yeah, it's all about PlayStation, dude. Like
Xbox, get out of here with that nonsense.
Who even likes Xbox?
Yeah, Xbox are
like I message with Glenn from New York sometimes. And he keeps telling me that he's He was looking for the Xbox, and then maybe he ordered it, and I was like, okay, like, I don't get it. Like, I've just always been like a PlayStation guy. Are you thinking of getting the PS5 though?
Yeah, Megan was supposed to get it for Christmas, but like she can't find it, so I'm just my prolonged Christmas gift. So just
What
waiting
is
on
that?
that. No, come to the dark side. Yeah, I'm never. You'll never see me play Xbox.
Nah, it's all about.
Yeah.
Listen, the absolute best sports sim game in the world, hands down, is on PlayStation. MLB the show. MLB the show.
Oh my god!
No, it's like I'm saying, like it is the absolute best sports sim going. Period.
It's funny too because a good friend of mine he's a streamer, and a Slippery Sloth knows who he is. He was actually the best man at his wedding. He's a very popular MLB the Show streamer. He's like one of the top streamers. Yeah. So we're playing. Greg, come on.
You know who we should get for one of these podcasts, if anyone has seen MGH. Like, I mean, Tanner, you know about it. Like, we've spoken.
Yeah, I know who MGH is.
Right?
I'd love to get him on.
Yeah, I like used to watch his streams. That was the football fix between when I wasn't doing podcasts and I wanted to watch some matches when Arsenal was playing shit, and the next game was like 5 days later. So you just watch him stream and play matches. His first season is always Arsenal Road to Glory one, so I enjoy watching that actually. Yeah.
I've never actually really watched much of them. Darren, yes, I am a PlayStation guy as well. I don't play the games that Ryan plays though. I'm really just more sports. At the show, I get the show. That's the one game, the one sports game that I buy every single year. It's just serious. It is. If you, Ryan, I know you're not a baseball fan. Rowan, are you a baseball fan at all? It's seriously it's the absolute best sim going. Period. It really is.
But PlayStation game is how I got into American football. Like that's how I
playing Madden and whatnot.
Yeah. Because before that, I didn't really understand how much technicality there is in that game. Actually, like once you play the thing and you realize what they're doing, then you realize that game is bloody technical. And what I like about it is like it's like football, but it's always like you have to play a through ball. You always have to go ahead, right? There's no going back. You always have to.
There is no
through ball.
Yeah. The ball has to constantly move forward because if it doesn't, you have to gain a certain amount of yardage within 4 plays. And that yardage is going forward. It's always going forward. That's actually never really thought about that. But that's you'll never see if you have what they call a negative play in American football, which means you lose yards, that's bad. That's not good. Like you can't
get sacked.
Yeah, if you get sacked, if you get tackled for a loss, in the backfield, if you're running the ball or whatever, that's not good. So if anybody in the chat would like a lesson on American football, I'd be happy to help. So,
mate, like I had learned. Well, I had played on the PlayStation American football, like maybe say about. I'd say about 2.5, 3 years ago, and then I went to India and as you could imagine, like American football is not a big thing in India, right? Like, and I'm sitting with my friends. It was the Super Bowl night. I'm sitting with my friends, and we're playing FIFA. And in between playing it, when it's intense, I'm like trying to explain the rules to my friends, and they're like, "Oh, okay," and I'm like hyping it up that it's so great. I paid $20 pay-per-view so that I could watch it at high definition and make my friends watch it. And that game was so slow. The Rams versus the Patriots.
You said this before. It was the Rams and Patriots.
Halftime show happened, and then it was over. but it was still so slow that I had to like make excuses to them that no, it's not started yet. I mean, I think there's a technical difficulty or something like
Yeah.
like I could sense tyranny because it was like, and it wasn't Kieran tyranny. It was like absolute tyranny. Like there was imagine this is like 5:30 in the morning. Everybody's wasted, and I'm like, this is great. And I'm like, no, this is not great.
Yeah. Ryan, you're talking about Harbaugh. Done, man. That dude should have been fired last year. As my grandfather says, whenever I bitch to him about, for those Michigan. So it's, boy, for those of you who don't live here, you may not understand this, but another big, well, it's a different level of sport. It's the same sport. It's American football, but our universities over here actually play American football as well. That's massive. Like, you can't imagine how big this is. But in fact, the national championship game for collegiate American football was last night, and the University of Alabama absolutely throttled the Ohio State University, who is the University of Michigan's biggest rival. So it was nice to see them get all the way to the championship and then get shit on. That was fucking tremendous. But I'll tell you what, that's a big business over here. And Rowan, even for you, like, you understand the game at college. Have you ever watched college before? Like college football, American football?
I mean, I don't have any affiliations. I don't think these guys play, so I don't have any affiliations. But yeah, like, I mean, now that I've seen it, I feel like it is interesting, and
what would be fun. Ryan, do you follow college football?
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah.
Do you have a team?
When I was a kid, I was a big Oregon Ducks fan. But now I don't. I like Clemson, but I don't know. I really dislike Alabama, so I was a little upset they won. But
you know what? It's the kind of, it's the way that the program. I mean, all the best players go down there now.
It's like boring.
It just gets old watching that. I am a University of Michigan fan. Now, I didn't go to the University of Michigan. I just I'll tell you the story real quick. My grandparents' next door neighbor's son, who was maybe 4 or 5 years older than me, I was like 11, and he gave me a hat. Like, I would get some of his clothes as hand-me-downs, and there was a Michigan hat in the stuff that I got. It was just a blue fitted hat with the Maze M on it, and I've been a Michigan fan ever since. But back to Ryan's question, and Ryan, thanks for being here, man. I've seen you in a few times. But seriously, thanks for being here, man. What do I think about the extension? I don't like it. I was going to say this before, but whenever I bitched to my grandfather about Michigan, my grandfather says, so it's a little bit more hey diddle diddle up the middle, which basically means you can't do anything but run the ball between the tackles. So it's basically you turn, you hand the ball to the running back, and he runs straight ahead. There's no creativity to it whatsoever. I think Harbaugh's done. I can't believe they gave him an extra 5 years, but oh, Jesus. Slippery Sloth, Georgia Dogs. Tony, ask Gary about the suit. Oh, yeah. So Gary, don't waste the tweet. The chat moderator, I guess he's a big Gators fan. University of Florida. Tony's an Oklahoma Sooners fan for obvious reasons. He lives out there. Tony, how far are you from Norman, by the way? I feel like you're kind of in the middle of nowhere out there. How far from Norman are you? Tejas Deshpande, is that how you say that last name? I hope I didn't butcher it too much. Deshpande.
He's like Indian boy. Yeah.
Okay. Well, Rowan, then shut me up and take this.
Deshpande, bro.
Yeah, Ryan, Hoosiers. Yeah, you and I were talking about this earlier in the year, man. Tony, 120 miles from Norman, good stuff. It's what? I mean, if it's highway, it's about 2 hours, I would imagine, from you. It's not bad. What I was going to say, it would be fun. I had to take Rowan. I had to take you up to Michigan, up to Ann Arbor, take you to a football game up there. So where the stadium is, first of all, the stadium seats 113,000 people. college stadiums, for those in the chat that don't really know much about this, what we call college football in American football, their stadiums are massive. Michigan Stadium is 113,000. I think Beaver Stadium in State College, Pennsylvania, is about 109. Neyland Stadium in Tennessee is over 100,000. Yes, college football is a big business in this country. But yeah, take you up to Michigan, take you up there and go to a game.
And Ann Arbor is actually right next to where my family used to stay till about 3 years ago. I mean, they used to stay in St. Joseph, Michigan, right? St. Joseph, Michigan.
Yeah,
and so Ann Arbor is like a twin city to there, and even Notre Dame is very close by, actually. Notre Dame is also very close by. So all of it, and I went to TJ Maxx and picked up a Michigan State Spartan shirt, like out of.
You did. I remember. I remember you telling me. Remember you telling me that.
They were like, "Why did you pick this up?" I was like, "Because it fit. That's why."
Well, at the end of the day, if you needed a sweatshirt and it fit, game on. That's what matters. So, yeah, Sparty. So let's what's the atmosphere like at a live American football game? So, Darren, I will tell you this. Ryan, I assume you've been to a football game.
Yes, sir.
Rowan, have you gotten to an American football game live?
Me? No.
Yeah.
No, I'm not yet.
So I'll answer it, and then Ryan can answer if he wants to. But my experience with it, and I've been to my fair share. It's slow when you're okay. So American football is a great game to watch.
They asked about the football game, not about you.
He said, "What's the atmosphere like at a live American football?" I'm giving him my opinion.
Right over your head. And you said they're slow, and I said the football game.
Oh, yes, well done. Well done.
Proving my point. There we go.
Oh, yeah, it actually did prove your point. It's slow. It's a game that's made for watching on TV at home. As Rowan said, so it's 4 every play lasts, maybe 4 or 5 seconds, and then you have a play clock and it's 40 seconds, and that's the time for the coaches to call in the next play. So there's not a lot of action when you break down the 60 minutes that the game actually lasts. It's barely a half hour of actual action. So it's a bit slow to watch at a stadium, but it's more about the drinking, what we call tailgating over here, which is, folks load up their cars, they drive to the stadium, somebody has a grill, so you're cooking hamburgers, hot dogs, chicken, what have you on a grill. Everybody brings a cooler full of beer. In fact, this past Sunday night here in Pittsburgh, the Steelers played the Browns on Sunday night. The Steelers lost. But yeah, Tony, 10 minutes of action takes a half hour exactly. But there were actually, because they weren't allowing people in the stands in the stadium to watch the game, but a lot of people showed up at the stadium just to tailgate. So you had people who brought generators, electric generators, and TVs, and actually set all of that up, and then they tailgated out in the parking lot. Basically, had a big party at the stadium. They just couldn't go into the stadium. But yeah, that's what tailgating is, and that's a big part of it. Big part of pro football, but it's tailgating at a college American football game is, there's absolutely nothing like that. The pros just don't live up. I've been to Steeler tailgates. I've been to a Redskins game. Washington football team. I've been to their game. I've been to see the Eagles play. I've seen the Broncos play when I lived out in Denver. There's American football tailgates don't live up to college tailgates at all. I mean, these people come in RVs, like that are painted like for the colors of the school that they're representing. So, but Ryan, what's your anything to add?
Yeah, I mean, I actually have never been to a live college football game, but but like professional, I've been. The best slippery softball like this. The best game I went to was surprisingly the best game I went to was the New York Jets against the Indianapolis Colts. It was a playoff game, and we didn't. I was a kid. I don't know how old I was, but I went with my mom. My mom's a diehard Jet fan. We didn't sit down the entire game. We were just sitting. And the funny thing is, the Jets won 41-0. And it was
I remember that.
Yeah,
I remember that game.
And Peyton Manning was the quarterback, and he was like threw like 4.
Yeah, no, wasn't Testaverde the quarterback of the Jets?
I thought it was.
I bet you who? Chad Pennington.
I thought it was Pennington. You might be right with Testaverde. I don't know.
It was one of those two. I guarantee you, it was one of those two.
Yeah, that was fun. That was a fun time.
Rowan, you don't like baseball, so I assume you've never been to a game.
Boo,
No,
baseball.
no.
Baseball.
It's not like I wouldn't like it. Like I sort of like every sport, but I just like not into baseball. And so that's sort of what.
See, so baseball for me, like I'll put it to you this way: going to a baseball game is. It's more about being outside in the nice warm weather, and you walk around the stadium and you get a beer here and you go to your seat. And you talk to whoever you're with. It's going to a baseball game should be a fun time as long as you go into it knowing that you're not sitting on the edge of your seat for every pitch. And I've been to games where the atmosphere has been that way. I was at a Pirates game. They played the Cardinals. And it was the week before. No, it was week after. They were going into the All-Star break. So it was their last game before the All-Star break, and it was a Sunday night game. And it was on ESPN. This is the Pittsburgh fucking Pirates we're talking about. You think Arsenal's run bad? Woo! Try being and I'm not a Pirates fan, but try being a fucking Pittsburgh Pirates fan. My God, they're awful. But there was something like that atmosphere was nuts. And the game went into extra innings. And the Pirates walked it off, what they call a walk-off. They won in the last at-bat of the game. And they did that 2 nights in a row. They did it Saturday night, the night before, and then they came back and they did it Sunday night. And this was a big deal because that put them in first place in the division. That atmosphere was something else. For a mid-season game, it was something else. So, Ryan, yeah, Wrigley, that's on my bucket list, man. I got to get to Wrigley. For sure. I've never been to Fenway a bunch of times. I'm a Red Sox fan. I've been to Fenway a bunch of times. Haven't been in a while, actually. My streak of going to Red Sox games ended in 2009. I had been to a Red Sox game every year since I was 3 years old. Whatever. I was very young, and I'd been to a Red Sox game every year from a very young age. And then in 2010 was the year that I didn't make it back up to Boston to go to a game. Actually, I haven't been back since, so kind of sucks. Now, baseball's a good sport to go watch if you know, like, slippery sloth, 99% about atmosphere.
That's what it seems like, right? Most of these American sports, except for, I guess, like basketball is one that you'll be on the edge of your seat for every single play, and it is fast.
I disagree with that.
No,
I wouldn't be.
No,
because here's the thing. These guys are good. Like, they're going to score. You know what I mean? So it's like at the end of the game, if it's a close game, sure, you're on the edge of your seat. Then basketball is much better at the college level. To me, I don't like the NBA anymore. I grew up with the NBA. I don't like the NBA anymore. To me, it's not the same. It's just not the same sport. But college hoop.
When I was in school and college, like back in India, I used to play basketball. Basketball was my love, right? Like, and it's so enjoyable even then, and we weren't like that good. Like, but the way tournaments were organized, and you sit in the gallery and you watch the game, and it's so like, because it's so fast paced, you'd really enjoy it, So, but the point where I was coming was like, apart from basketball, it seems like the other American sports are, more about just hanging. It's about people hanging, and the sport is going on. You sort of like a Super Bowl party is just like people hanging out, and it's more about like hanging out and eating. and the game is just there. That's
Game
a
just
filler.
background noise.
Correct.
Yeah.
So, and that's what I feel is the same case with this thing as well, with baseball. And talking about baseball, Tony made a reference, and cricket is always often compared to baseball because, they're not similar, but of course there's a bat and there's a ball, so that's why people often think that they're similar. But again, cricket also goes on for so long that for me it's a filler, it's a background sport. For me, there are people.
I want to rack your brain about something. We don't necessarily need to do it now, but I was in England when they were playing Australia in a test match, and I don't even know what that means. But this thing went on for days, if not weeks.
5 days.
5 days. That would.
5 days.
I don't know what is it. What is it?
So cricket has. So there are 11 players on each team, right? Now you need to. Every team goes out to bat, and the other team is bowling, right? In a test match, you need to get the other team out, 10 of their players out, and then you get to bat, okay? And whatever score. So let's say your team versus my team, right? You've got 11 players. I've got 11 players. I'm fielding. I need to bowl to you and get 10 of your players out so that there's just one left, and you can't play with one. You have to have 2 players on the pitch.
Okay.
Then whatever score you make, how many ever runs you make, let's say you made 300 runs, yeah? Then I need to go in and I need to make a certain number of runs. In a test match, I could make whatever number of runs, and then you get to bat again. You will have to bowl me out, and then you get to bat again. So that's why each team gets to bat twice. There are 2 innings that teams get, which is why it takes 5 days.
Wow.
Each day has about 90 overs. 90 overs means that there are 90 into 6 pitches. Essentially, there's 9. In one over, there's 6 times that you bowl, and there's 90 overs in a day.
Wow.
So that is how it goes on. And a lot of time, after 5 days, it's a draw. India played Australia, and the last day of the game was day before yesterday. And 5 days, you end up in a draw, because if a team can't pick up 20 wickets of the other team, if you remain not out, even though you don't meet my score or exceed my score, it's a draw. So after 5 days, imagine after 5 days, the game's a draw. So
right. Right. I just gave up 5 days of my life to kiss my sister.
For
What?
Alabama fan.
You never heard
Yeah.
You never heard that before?
I've heard it, but I didn't think you were gonna say it.
Why?
I just heard it in a show called Ted Lasso. Have you heard of Ted Lasso?
I heard that show is so good. I have to watch it.
Yeah, I do need to watch that. Yeah, he's
I
funny.
heard it's
You
so
watch
good.
it as long as you can keep the reality of how football is run outside, or how football works outside. You don't need to think about how actual football is run, right? Because this guy is an American football coach who gets drafted
trying to coach a
to the
soccer team.
Premier League, and he doesn't know shit about. He doesn't even know the rules of football. And I won't give you any spoilers, but he's got a coaching staff of just 3 people, including him, for a Premier League team.
Yeah.
So it's like that. But it's a fun show.
Yeah, that's why I just it's like it's on the list and I just never get to it. So hey, Tony asked you a question.
Into the pee hole we go.
Did you just say into the
baseball?
we go?
Oh, sorry. No, the game I'm playing.
I don't know how foreign. No, I think cricket is more foreign to you than baseball is to me, because I used to have that shitty video game, which was a no brand, maybe Chinese video game, and I used to have the baseball game on it. So I know that there are 9 innings, and I know that there's out, there's strikes, there's home runs, and you can get caught out, and then every time your bat strikes the ball, you have to go to the next base, and then the person needs to go ahead. So All of these I know. So this is some amount of basics that I know, but I'm sure that you don't know much about cricket. So I think I know more. And that game used to be so much fun because these are those old video games, right? Where you like randomly press a lot of buttons and then the ball you would like go super slowly and you're like it's like wiggling around everywhere, and my cousin used to get like super annoyed at that because that's the cheating ball. You can't even hit that.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's
exactly.
wiffle ball. That's wiffle ball for you. You know what wiffle ball is? So wiffle ball is a plastic ball with holes in it.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
And you get a plastic bat. You want to hear kind of a gross story that kind of pertains to wiffle ball and
nope, we're gonna hear it anyway, I'm sure.
You won't. If you don't want to hear it, I won't tell you. But it pertains to all right. So Ryan, you know the big red wiffle ball bat, the big barrel on it,
that one, yeah.
Yeah, bro. Have you ever seen one of those? So it's red. It's a red wiffle ball bat, but the barrel is seriously, it's like that big around. So the story has to do with strippers and a red wiffle ball bat.
Oh, you told me this story already.
You want to hear it? I'll lay it on you if you want. Anybody in the chat want to hear a story about it?
I'm walking away because I know the story. I'll be back.
and a stripper. I'm gonna tell it anyway. So, buddy of mine gets married. It's his bachelor party, and of course, we're trying to get a stripper. And so, good one friend of mine is like, here, call this girl because she'll put anything in her ass. So we're like, okay. Tony, I did not shove it up my own ass, Tony. But this stripper showed up, and like she was putting all kinds of shit in her ass. Like she started looking around the house where we were having the bachelor party, looking for just random objects. So my buddy Brooks goes out and he grabs a fucking wiffle ball bat, and we're like, "Nah, this is not. There's no way." There's no way. He's like, oh, well, she could turn it upside down, like, where the knob is at the very bottom and the handle. And that's okay. I mean, I wouldn't have shocked me if it got in there. But yeah, she got the fat end of it in her ass. And so there was me. I'm like this. My buddy Brooks's head was like right here on top of mine. And then that's the best part of the story. And then there's a midget friend of ours. God rest his soul, he passed away. But then there's a midget friend of ours who was standing on a stool with his head on top of my buddy Brooks. We're all like this. And it's like, is it in? It's in. She got it in. Yeah, it was something to behold. And who the fuck randomly has a wiffle ball bat from Tony? Me and my buddy. So way back in the day, 12, 13 years ago, me and a few of my buddies became somewhat decent friends with a couple of the Pittsburgh Pirates, some of the guys in their bullpen, and they would play wiffle ball. And we got into playing wiffle ball with those guys, and just that's how it happened. So, but yeah, girl got the thing in her bucket, and wow. So it's like, yeah, man,
something
she really will put anything in her ass, won't she?
She's like looking around for objects.
Oh, she literally was walking around the house like looking for shit to try to impress us with. Because the buddy that was hosting the party at his house, he's like, he just kept challenging her. Like, I don't think you'll put anything in your ass. So she just like kept walking around his house looking for shit. Of course, he would say, no. Then she found the wiffle ball bat. And all of us were like, no. There's no way. And there was a way. Wow. But did we play wiffle ball the next day? No, we did not. Most of us were pretty much nursing a wicked hangover because we drank a lot that night. A lot. So, yeah, no wiffle ball the next day. And that bat never saw. If anybody ever touched that bat after that night, I don't know about it. I don't know about it. She threw that bat outside, out the front door of the house, and where it went from there, I have no idea. So I'm sure somebody touched it because it disappeared, but it was none of my friends that touched it. So, because when she pulled it out, we're all like, you can take that right outside. Don't drop a bat in the house. So anyway, are you happy that you missed the story?
I know the story. I didn't miss anything. I was.
Oh, are you happy that you didn't have to listen to me tell it again?
No, I didn't care. Yeah.
He just walked away so that he
I
wouldn't
walked
get
away. I
aroused
walked
by
away
it.
to talk to Megan.
He wouldn't get aroused by it.
Toaster. Oh my!
I actually walked away and I asked my fiance Megan what her thoughts were of the Crystal Palace preview and like what she thinks is going to happen during the game. Who's going to start for Crystal Palace? Who should we look out for? She said Ronaldo, so obviously obviously the conversation did not go that well. No, I'm kidding. She didn't say Ronaldo. She said she hopes Giroud starts for us. So that just I'll leave it at that.
Did she say seriously? Did she really say that?
No, she said. I want to say a couple weeks ago she thought Giroud was still on our team. I will say.
Where is that really gorgeous bearded man?
Ugh.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, he was pretty. Come on, man. Hey, he's a pretty dude.
He was until he went to Chelsea.
He doesn't start. Yeah,
he's a pretty dude. Yeah, let's you guys want to talk about Crystal Palace a little bit?
Yeah, we can.
I don't even know if Lone Star London are still here or not.
Yeah, he probably was like they're talking about fucking cricket. I'm out of here.
Yeah, right.
Or whatever. To American football before.
What do you guys in the chat? What do you anything you want to know about us?
Tejas has asked who watches tennis here. I do when it's on. I watch tennis. Yeah.
I watch tennis highlights.
The only time I think I ever watched tennis, I watch Wimbledon. I don't watch anything else. That's it. I
don't watch tennis, but when I do, it's only Wimbledon.
That's all I watch. It's kind of like golf. I don't watch. I like golf, but I only ever watch golf when it's the Masters. That's it.
Nobody watches golf. No, I can't believe that there are channels dedicated to golf.
Yeah, there's a golf channel. Yep.
Yeah. But I would want to go when I had moved here. So of course, there's the New York Grand Slam that happens, right? I mean, the U.S. Grand Slam that happens in New York, and a friend of mine, she used to be a sports journalist before that, and I'd gone to see a tennis game in India, and then I wanted to go here, but then when I came here, she by then moved to GQ. And she's like, I was like, who these models? I want tickets to the game. Come on, but yeah, I'm still waiting. Now Flushing Meadows is like not very far from where I stay. So hopefully, when the crowds go back in,
I think that would be. That's something that I think would be. I think it'd be pretty cool to go. To go to something like that. I think would be pretty good. Like I want to go to the Masters. Like every year. I'm on an email list. So when their tickets go on sale, because they do like a pool, like a drawing for tickets for the Masters. But every year I'm on their email list. So they email me, hey, are you still interested in tickets? Just, confirm all my information. And then hopefully I get tickets. But I would love to go to the Masters. What were you saying?
Only if Happy Gilmore. I was like, please do you want to? Please, only if Happy Gilmore is playing. That's what I'm
Price is wrong, bitch.
Oh my god.
Favorite okay, so favorite music. Yeah, if you guys have questions for us, drop them in the comments. Nothing's off limits, man. Well, for the most part, we'll pretty much answer anything.
What? Sorry.
Around. Think about it. I'm gonna start calling you Tuna Can.
Oh,
by the way. If you guys get True TV, look up the show Tacoma FD. It's the guys that did.
The show is so funny.
Oh my god!
We talked about this.
Hey, I'm Eddie Panisi. Rowan, look that show up. It's hysterical. It's the guy that did.
It's the guy that made Super Troopers.
Yeah.
Okay.
Favorite music. Darren plays electric guitar.
Gospel.
Nice. I just don't have it, man. Can't do this. So
I used to play bass and drums.
Not
in a long time.
I can play the drums. I tried to play the bass again, couldn't do this, but I can play the drums. I actually
do this.
Only when only when you're good. Only when you're good. I love music, so there's not much I won't listen to, but I'm a rock guy. I'm a rock and roll guy. So, Rowan, what about you?
I can't listen to country. Oh.
Yeah,
No, can't do country music. Yep, can't do it.
Sorry?
No, I just said I can't do country music. What's your favorite?
Yeah, no, I mean, I don't think like can anybody be boxed into a particular genre, like unless you are like way into it and you perform that. Like even then, like I guess people take inspiration from all over, right? Like so yeah. So I listen to like a little bit of everything, and generally in the background when I'm working, it'll be like some chill out music, lounge music. What I love is going to a cafe and they always have like super nice music playing, and I always look for like coffee house set or something like that.
On
Like stuff like that.
Yeah,
I really dig that.
Yeah. I agree. I don't think you can really be boxed into one category. I prefer rock, but I'm all over the place, man. My iTunes is everywhere. Elvis, Frank Sinatra, like I have movie soundtracks on there where it's just instrumental stuff. Like I love the music to the movie Gladiator. But yeah, I'm all over the place. I've got Renat Sahab, Korn. Yep, I've got Korn in there. Metallica.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't. Somebody held a gun to my head and said, "What's your favorite band?" I don't know that I could answer that question. I mean, gun to my head, I'd scream somebody, but favorite London bar. Well, Ryan hasn't been to London. Rowan, you've been. So
I have been, but I don't think I have a favorite one there. Like, I mean, I just went to like a bunch of bars, but like I don't think I have. I don't think I've spent long enough to have a favorite bar there.
I'll tell you. So the Tollington is very clearly the Arsenal pub, just down the street from the stadium. Good atmosphere on match days, no matter what. Cool place. It really is. It's a cool place. Good vibe. But I will say that while I wouldn't call it my favorite bar, I've only ever been there once. There's a bar in West London, I believe it's West London, and it is called the Churchill Arms. And in fact, I will post a picture of it to my Twitter account later. But at Christmas time, they literally cover the entire outside of the pub with Christmas trees and light them up. Like it is absolutely crazy. I cannot for the life of me. Somebody on Twitter told me you have to go to the Churchill Arms if you're going to be there at Christmas time to see what they do, the way they decorate it. And it's something else. It's crazy. So, we'll get Ryan over there, and then we can revisit this.
But what I've had a great experience, and this I owe this to Arsenal again. So I have been to so before moving to the US, I used to work in Europe and travel around Europe for work, and so been to a bunch of places. One of my favorite places in Europe is Copenhagen, right? And there I finished my meeting on Friday, the Saturday morning, and like, what is there to do? I don't know if there's an itinerary, so I just and there was a game, Arsenal versus Manchester United, and I googled Arsenal bar there, and that's I went to an Arsenal supporters bar in Copenhagen, and that place was rocking, and that was the game in which, if you guys remember, it was the game in which we were losing 1-0, and then Giroud scored in the last moment with a header. Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain put the ball in, and Giroud scored, and it was 1-1. And like the whole place erupted because it was like extra time that we scored, and we got the equalizer there. And yeah, that was a great moment to be there. And then people that I met over drinks there gave me some recommendations to the next place, and then the next place, and then the next place, and I ended up in a place called Christiania. If ever in your life you want to go somewhere, you go to Christiania. It's like it's called the free town of Christiania. They were hippies in the 70s living in this place. There were army barracks, because from Copenhagen, Sweden is across the river. Let's say, like, it's not the river, it's the ocean, but it's very close by. These hippies were not moved. Then they've like sort of settled there, and they have their own rules, which is different from the rules of the city. So it's like maybe 20 minutes from downtown, but it's a completely different world. They've got the most chilled out bars, cafes there. There's drinks, there's weed being sold, there's all sorts of stuff happening. And in that small place, you've had bands such as Metallica and RSCP come and perform. And this is like just a very, very small community, right? And when you enter, it says, "Welcome to Christiania." When you go out, it says, "You are now entering the EU," right? And that's like one of the best experiences of my life, to go there and to meet people there. And that's thanks to going to an Arsenal pub, where people recommended all of this to me. Like, it's great, fully recommended.
No, I kind of had, I mean, not anything necessarily like that, but I had people who would recommend different bars and pubs to us when we were over there, and say, "Oh, you guys ought to go check this place out." And we went around. If anybody's a boxing fan, speaking of other sports, we watched last year Anthony Joshua fought Andy Ruiz. Well, now 2 Decembers ago, so it was December of 2019. But we went to a place called Islington. What's that?
Which he lost, right?
Who, Joshua?
Lost?
Ruiz lost.
Didn't he lose to the fat guy?
No, he did at one point, but it wasn't this fight. Ruiz and Joshua won the belt back.
Okay.
But we went to a place called the Islington Sports House to watch that. I'll tell you what, that was a pretty cool atmosphere because it was packed for the fight. But that's how the atmosphere is on a regular night. I have no idea. So, but yeah, that was pretty cool. I mean, there's a lot of cool places to go over there, and it's just history over there is just much different than history is. It's things over like that. That's a whole new level of old over there. Like I go to Williamsburg, Virginia here, and was the capital of Virginia, like in the Revolutionary period. So it's a bit of they call it a living museum, and it's a really cool place to go. We love it down there. But like, that's when you think about it, that's not even 300 years old. You walk around England and you see things that are 700-800 years old. You're just like,
that's cute.
What's that?
That's cute. Come to India. You have places which are like thousands of years old.
That's what I mean. It's fucking crazy, man. It's just
it is.
It's like I said. I grew up not far from Gettysburg. So if anybody knows anything about the American Civil War, Gettysburg is the bloodiest 3 days in American history. Blah blah blah. But I grew up about a half hour from there, and it's the kind of thing like it's in my backyard. And I always took it for granted. And I love history. Like I'm a huge history buff, but I took it for granted. And now I need to go back back home where I grew up and take a couple of days and just go down to Gettysburg and actually appreciate it. But even that's 250 years old. It's not old, when in the grand scheme of things, it's not old. So
yeah, sure.
Teos visiting Roanoke. That's western. That's like southwestern Virginia, I believe. And never been, to be honest with you, never been to Roanoke. So, but a lot of places in this country. That's not one of them. Not one of them. Been to Virginia plenty of times, but Darren is going in May. Awesome, man. Have a great time. That's going to be an awesome experience. I hope they let you in.
Do you guys think that the Euros will happen this year? And if so, will people be allowed to go to the Euros? Do you think attendance will start by then?
it's going to be tough when you talk about getting people, from other countries, trying to go, you get, somebody in England's trying to go, even Ireland, if they played a game there, if they, whatever the case may be, that's going to be tough. But I think they'll play them. I think they've shown they can do this, but people in the stadiums not looking good right now. So, Ryan,
I kind of hope they don't have it because I want to go see them live. So
that actually,
this summer I probably can't go, but next summer there's a good chance I could maybe make my way over.
I mean, I think they will have it, like you said, right? Like they can't keep postponing it because next year there's the World Cup anyway, in the winter, and let's see how that fucked up the schedule because that's in the winter. So it's going to be a break in the middle of the year. So maybe that's what we need to get seasons back on track. But yeah, I hope that people are allowed back in. Like you guys know that I had, and I still do have tickets to both the semifinals, and and I'm supposed to go, but now it doesn't seem like it's gonna happen. That's a bummer.
Oh,
so that's from Maxwell. Max, you're in Jamaica, right? I think Maxwell's in Jamaica. Renat, I am just west of the city. I am about 15 minutes away from Southside. I'm just west of the city. I could be downtown in about 15 minutes. Honestly, I'm in a place where I live west of the city. I could be anywhere of any importance in about 15 minutes. So Southside, North Side, downtown, airport. Those are pretty much the tourist spots, if you will, in Pittsburgh. I could be just about anywhere in about 15 minutes. So going east of the city would take me a bit longer, but there's not really anything out. Once you get east of the city, there's not really anything out there. So, but yeah, I'm about 15 minutes away from the important things. So, Ryan's over there yawning. Rowan, I'm sure you would probably like to hit the stack. I don't know how you stay up this late, man. You got to be exhausted.
Yeah, no, so this is the weird thing with me. I feel like super tired and like sleepy, etc. between like 6 in the evening till about 9 o'clock, 6 to 9, and then I can't sleep like till whatever time. Like I at like 11 o'clock I'm super energized and stuff. So that's the thing. So I probably will go, but it's best that I do because I can't sleep without watching something. So I put something on my iPad and watch for like half an hour, 45 minutes, and then sleep.
See, I can't do that. Like I'll go downstairs. I might put the that Ted Lasso. I might put that on and watch that for a little bit. But I can't fall asleep with something on. Like everything has to be off. I need it to be dark. It's weird because I want like that white noise. So I have a fan in my bedroom and I just put the fan on. But yeah, I can't like radio, TV. I can't fall asleep with that stuff on. If the TV's on, like I'm gonna watch. Like I'll lay there and I'll just watch it.
So yeah. So before sleeping, I want to watch and I'll keep watching until like I'm sleepy. A lot of times I would fall off to sleep, but then I get up and like have to switch it off. But yeah, I have to watch something before I sleep, which is not good because what I read is that apparently the blue light from electronics resembles the sun to our brain and we can't sleep. It's not verified. I should probably like ask Sarah about it. She might know something about it. But this is what I read and it's on the internet, so it's obviously true. And so yeah.
Yeah, right. Yeah, they can't put anything on.
Here is what all successful people do 1 hour before sleeping, and like those articles. What do they do? Can I be successful? And they're like, they
Yeah.
switch off their electronics 1 hour before. They read a book. Bill Gates reads a book every night before sleeping. I'm like,
That's one thing that I need to start doing again. Yes, because if I lay in bed and I read, that'll help put me to sleep. Reading, but then here's the problem that I have. I get into reading something, and then so I'm a big Tom Clancy fan. If anybody knows who Tom Clancy is, if you've ever heard of the movie The Hunt for Red October, Tom Clancy wrote the novel for it. Patriot Games with Harrison Ford, Clear and Present Danger with Harrison Ford. So a few of his books have been made into movies, but I love Tom Clancy. But I always find myself reading his stuff, and then I'm like, oh, what's going to happen next? What's going to happen next? And I keep reading. So at that point, then I'm beyond exhausted, but I do fall asleep. So, but yeah. So anyway, yeah. So that's kind of fun.
It was fun.
Ryan didn't say much, but I guess when it's not Arsenal related, he doesn't have anything to say.
Why you guys talking about baseball? Boring as shit. Football. I said a little bit of football. I don't know. What do you want to say?
Yeah. It's kind of funny. We didn't talk about one of my favorite sports at all. The other of the big four.
Volleyball.
Yeah, women's volleyball. I'll tell you what. If anybody listening right now, if you ever get over here to the States, because I don't think I've got, other than Tony, Maxwell's in Atlanta. Ryan, you're here. I'm scrolling through the comments to see. Yeah, and if you're
he's somewhere here because he's visiting Virginia, so I'm guessing he's somewhere here. They spun day.
Tess, yeah. Visiting Rona. Well, I'll tell you what. For those of you who don't live here, if you ever do come over to visit, Ryan has a wiffle ball bat up his ass. There's Tony. Tess from Detroit. Oh, right on. Okay. If you ever get the chance to go to a hockey game, ice hockey, live.
Not a Red Wings game, though.
That, to me, in terms of American sports, is the best in-game, in the arena, watching it live. That's the best experience. You want to talk about being on the edge of your seat the entire game? Yes. Because there's in football, and I'm talking soccer here, with that, there's build-up play. Very rarely is it the proverbial fast break. You know what I mean? Like to put it in a basketball term, you don't, and even then it still takes some time to build up. In hockey, it can happen like that. Like it literally can happen like that. Rowan, if you haven't, you've been to a hockey game, haven't you?
No, I haven't, but I want to.
Yeah, when they start letting fans back in, you've got to go to a hockey game. That's you'll have the greatest time. You'll come out. I'll tell you this. This is what I always hear from people who they're like, I can't follow the puck. Like watching hockey on TV, I can't follow the puck. And all I say to them, especially soccer fans, when they tell me that, do you watch the ball, or do you watch like the flow of the play? You see the ball, and it is easier to see than the puck. But if you're watching hockey, don't watch the puck. Just watch the flow of the play. And naturally, I think your eye will eventually pick up the puck, and you'll see it, and then all of a sudden it all comes together. But hockey, I think I played hockey, so but that for me is the best. That's the best North American.
Again, case in point, getting random T-shirts. Like I have an Islanders
T-shirt. Yeah. Hey, it's better than it, and I know Ryan will agree with me on this one, but it's better than the fucking Rangers.
Yes, sir.
Thing is, man, and I probably should hate the Islanders because they've dug into Penguins' ass in the playoffs more than once. So let's see. They came back from 3-0 down in 70.
I fucking really go.
I don't even remember. The Penguins were up 3-0 in a playoff series. Islanders came back and beat them. The Islanders beat them in 93, and that's probably of Ryan, you'll know what I'm talking about here. Those early 90s Penguins teams with Lemieux and Yager, that 93 team was probably the best of those teams.
Yeah, they were good.
They should have won the cup that year, and the Islanders beat them in 7. But I should.
Are they any good now? Are they any good now?
The Islanders?
The Islanders, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
We
Then I
sucked
can. Then
for
I
a
can
while,
bear it
now
up.
we're good.
I'll tell you what. The Islanders are they're an easy team to root for. They really are. Like they're an easy team to root for. And I will say this, and I would imagine Ryan will back my play on it. For the longest time, they probably had the best goal scorer, the best pure goal scorer in NHL history. Mike Bossy, baby.
Yeah.
Best pure. I mean, now
you're old.
Now, yes. Well, but now it's Ovechkin. But yeah, Mike Bossy was one of the best pure goal scorers to ever play the game.
By the way, I want to know this. So you said that the challenge in hockey, the challenge that Harry Kane does, where he goes in with his back, the hip challenge.
Oh yeah, the hip check. Yeah.
Is that a fair tackle in hockey or not?
Well,
it is.
All right, so it is as long as the player getting hit has the puck or has just released the puck. Like you can't just randomly skate up to a guy that doesn't have the puck and just hit him. If the player
is going to receive the puck or something, but it's not probably applicable. Like, I mean, I don't know.
If he's receiving the puck and you hit him before he gets it, it's what they call interference, and it's a penalty. You'll get a 2-minute penalty for it. But if he if he has the puck and you skate over and you put your hip into his, it doesn't matter how violently he hits the ice. If it's a clean check, it's a clean. What they call it a check. So what you would say is a tackle, it's called a check. But yeah, if he's got the puck and you hit him square on with your hip, and he'll like YouTube some, just look up, go on YouTube and just search hip checks.
Sure.
You'll see dudes flipping over players and landing on their heads. I mean, there are some dudes that were fucking brilliant at it. Harry Kane actually's got pretty good form if you were an ice hockey player. So
right, but what he does would be a foul even in ice hockey. What he does would be a foul because the person doesn't have the ball. So and he's challenging for the ball. So imagine Harry Kane does a move which is not a foul in the Premier League where players go down as soon as you like breathe on them, but that move is a foul in ice hockey, which is a bona fide like.
You're supposed to hit people. Like, I mean, there's a saying in ice hockey.
That's crazy.
Take the hit, make the play. Like, it's just like you take the hit to make the play. It's kind of like, I don't really even know how to describe this. There's not a soccer equivalent to this that really I can think of. You have the puck on your stick, you're passing the puck, but you know you're going to take a shot. You pass the puck anyway, and you make the play, but you take the hit. So it's, take the hit, but make the play. That's just it. I don't really know how else to better explain it. It's the kind you just got to see it. It's the kind of thing you got to see. It's like a quarterback in the NFL delivering a dart of a pass, but as his arm's coming forward and he releases the ball, he gets absolutely drilled right in his midsection. So he made the pass.
Then the guy in front of him is not doing a good job.
And he just gets absolutely smoked. So,
but it's also equivalent to this, right? Like when the quarterback makes the play, and the person who's running, in football terms, the winger who's going to run to get the ball. Sometimes it's the wide receiver. Sometimes it's going to be between the wide receiver and the defender. So this guy knows that he's going to catch the ball, but he's going to get flattered.
That's a
people hate that sort of thing. You just have to do it, otherwise it's going to be a turnover.
You're looking this way to catch the ball, but the dude that's going to
know that you're going to,
and you know he's coming. Oh yeah,
But you can't let it go because it'll be a turnover otherwise, right? So you can't let the ball go. You have to go for the play, but you're going to get absolutely hammered and that.
You go on YouTube and search the Immaculate Reception. That's exactly like you'll just watch the play. The ball arrives at two players. Like all three things come together instantaneously, and the ball basically shoots up in the air. But then another player coming on. It was the Steelers against the Raiders in 74. But it's, I guess this is one of the most well-known plays in NFL history. But there's a player, his name's Franco Harris, running back for the Steelers. So the Steelers possessed the ball. They were on offense. A player named Franco Harris ran up and actually basically caught, like his fingers were on the ground.
Yeah, sure. I get what he did. Yeah.
But yeah, if you've never seen it, look that up for everybody still here with us in the chat. You just go on YouTube and it's the Immaculate Reception. Steelers Raiders, I believe in 74. Steelers went on to they didn't win the Super Bowl that year. It might have been 73. But yeah, I'm stupid with sports shit like that. So I'm just do I miss the puck highlighted during TV broadcasts, Tony? No, that was absolutely fucking awful. I fucking hated that. I couldn't wait for Fox to get rid of it. I remember it, but oh my God, it was awful. Favorite actress. I have no idea.
Come on.
I don't watch movies or TV shows based on who's acting in them. I just don't. I don't have a favorite. I watch movies and TV shows that are interesting to me. So that's it.
Ryan will have a view on it. Favorite actress.
I don't know.
Come on.
Bridget the Midget.
Oh, I actually know who that is. That's the sad part. I actually know who that is. I don't know.
You do know. I know you know who it is. Oh my. Anyway. All right, fellas, we're at an hour 15. I think that's a pretty good place to knock off. It's 1:00 in the morning here, and yeah. So, guys, want to say anything else to everybody in the chat? Any
great that you guys have hung out, and this was good. I enjoyed this. So this is what we sort of talk about, and much more when we go off air. So this felt like this because we talk about Arsenal and we talk about it with such intensity and enthusiasm that when we go off air, when we do this, it feels like another podcast because we've got such strong views. So it's nice. I feel good that we're just relaxing here. It's around. Yeah. It's everybody, even the 12th man, all of our folks who are out there, it feels good to connect like that.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I mean, you guys know a little bit about me, and I'm a massive sports fan, and I got the dogs over here. I always feel like whenever I talk about the dogs, I'm complaining about something, but no, seriously, I love those three little idiots to death. So it's my little wolf pack, but yeah, Ryan, anything to add? We'll get out of here. And
no, I'm excited to watch our next game. I think.
Yeah, real quick for everybody that's still you got do it. Do you want to do a quick prediction for Crystal Palace?
If we persist with what we're doing, I think we're going to easily run through Palace. I think Palace is a team that isn't very good. They have a few decent players, and Zaha and I don't know how you say that guy's last name.
Eberechi,
which I found out a couple weeks ago. He was in the Arsenal Academy, and we let him go.
Yep.
He's going to be a baller. But yeah, they have a lot of injuries, and I think we're going to expose them. And I think we're going to run through them. And I hope I'm right. I hope the old Arsenal's pop its rear ugly head out. But so yeah, I'm excited to watch it. So hopefully ESR can get me a hat trick.
Rowan, anything to add on Crystal Palace on Thursday?
Well, I hope our winning form continues. The last game against Newcastle sort of got me worried because low block and we just didn't have ideas. But we have to understand that it wasn't our first team, and that now we come out with enthusiasm. It's on Arteta to pick the right team, and as long as he does that, our confidence is there, and Palace is there for the taking. So we need to take as many points as we can. Right now, if we take our 3 points and then Liverpool beat United on Sunday, we'd be 10 points of top spot. And I'm nowhere saying that we are going for there, but this is a crazy season, right? Like that's the difference, right? Like, so there have been times where we've had much more points, but we've been like at this stage already 20 points behind the leaders.
Yeah.
More. So just look at 2017 when City ended up with 100 points, right? Like so we have to do our business, but climb up the table. We should get where Arsenal deserves to be, and more than anything else, I'm having fun watching Arsenal again, which was lacking for a few months.
Yeah. Like you said, just Tony. He's struggling, man. I can tell you. I can see the look on his face. It's starting to hurt a little bit. So
comment.
No, I agree with everything Rowan said. Basically, it's what it is. It's just got to beat the teams you're supposed to beat, and we should beat Crystal Palace, and we got to beat them. And hopefully, it's a little bit more than 1 or 2-0. Would love to see a 4. I'd love to see a pasting. Just 4 or 5-0.
We haven't scored 5 in the league till now. Leeds have scored at home and away.
Yeah. So yeah, good opportunity here. We before we speak with you all again, we will have had 2 matches. We go Thursday home to Palace, and then we go Monday again with Newcastle. So we'll have 2 games to cover. Obviously probably some more transfer business. Hopefully we get some clarification on who's leaving, which hopefully will lead to somebody coming in. But that's it. Thanks everybody for staying with us. Again, I'll ask you, please, if you haven't, give the video a like, and if you're not already subscribed, please subscribe to the channel. And that's all we got for you guys. Thanks for hanging with us.